Hey guys, it's me David and welcome back to another LEGO Star Wars set review. Today we're taking a look at another buildable Grogu statue, and this set comes with 1,200 pieces. Its set number is 75446. It's going to go on sale April 26th of 2026 with a retail price of $130. I mean, it is a high piece count, 1,200 pieces, but $130 for Grogu? I mean, just as a refresher, we've had like a $70, $80 version in the past. That was the first version of Grogu. And then more recently, we got the Grogu with the pram, the cradle. And that was $100, and I thought that was expensive too. But this one being another $30 more is just plain ridiculous. And then on top of that, we've had so many of these within the last like 5 to 6 years that I've kind of got Grogu fatigue. Obviously he's going to be a huge main character in the upcoming Mandalorian Grogu, and hence this new version of him has this Beskar armor, which is what's new to him in the movie, giving a reason, I guess, for LEGO to make yet another version of this set. Honestly, this will hit places like Costco at a discount probably almost immediately after its release, and it'll be at a discount. On the back here, you can see, of course, we have the printed plaque. A few features. It's interesting that you can take off that Beskar kind of medallion armor piece, which is a little bit interesting, a little bit different than the prior Grogus that we've gotten. Is this one the cutest thus far? I guess we'll find out here shortly, but yet another expensive LEGO Star Wars set to come out here in the April wave of 2026, but let's go see if it's any good. Of course, I want to thank LEGO for sending this set over for review, and yeah, let's go check out the new Grogu. So upon building the set, it is fairly close to the original LEGO Grogu that we got a few years back, especially when it comes to the head design. Only a few minor tweaks have been touched here. Thankfully, this set has no stickers in it. It's all printed pieces, which at the $130 price tag, I would expect that. As for the sole minifigure included in the set, we do have that new version of Grogu, that new mold with the printed Beskar plate on the middle, which does show up in both the Razor Crest as well as the Inzal and ship. So not exclusive, but this is another way to get the figure if you don't want to pick up either of those sets. As of usual, we do have a printed plaque here, which is very nice looking and has some pretty funny little details. And taking a look at the actual set now, it's overall looks good. I would have expected LEGO to kind of do a little bit more with the head shaping. Really, the main differences are the body and the fact that he does have that new Beskar armor plate, which shows up in the new Mandalorian and Grogu movie. Now, that plate specifically is very well printed. It's that kind of pearl dark gray color, which looks good. As for the posability for this new version of Grogu, well, it's pretty similar to the previous versions. First off, you can move his ears up and down as well as a little bit in his mouth, and then you can tilt the face downwards just a tiny bit on a racket joint, so you can kind of tuck his face in. That's kind of cute and kind of make him look a little sad. And there is one more function where on the back side there's this little Technic beam where you can move back and forth on the very bottom, and that will spin his head maybe 15 degrees or so. It's not much. I would have expected a little bit more radius here, but it's enough to kind of add some character to the set. And then we have the little posable hands off to the side here with Grogu's little blue cookie, of course. Now you can pose the fingers a little bit, and then behind that we also have a training gauntlet, which looks pretty cool actually. I like how it's blended in. And then unfortunately the arms are not really posable. I mean, they are, but you can't turn them. You physically have to pull them out of their sockets to pose it in 4 different ways. And on top of that, you really need to take off that whole Mandalorian Beskar armor on the front to actually be able to turn the arms in the first place. So pretty frustrating, especially for the price. And then on that gauntlet slash belt loop, you can see here there is a little hidden cookie, which I did think was pretty funny. The other improvements to Grogu have to be the robe. The design has been updated with more slopes, and then also the eyes themselves. These are all printed here, and the pupils, specifically those little white dots, have been added from the prior version, which definitely makes them look not only cuter, but also a little bit more alive, which you would kind of want from this type of set. And it gives them a little bit more personality all at the same time. The set looks good from all angles. I do like it. I wish there was more puppeteering functions instead of having to kind of move everything individually. It would have been cool if it was all on one function, but that just isn't the case. As for comparing Grogu to some other sets to give you guys an idea of scale, you can see here the Mandalorian Grogu X-Wing as well as the Razor Crest. Definitely scale on the smaller side compared to this pretty sizable Grogu, given that it's also $130 and the Razor Crest is $150. Overall, I like the set. If you don't have the prior versions of Grogu, this could be a really good gift or something that someone really enjoy if they enjoy the movie, of course. But if you have those prior versions of Grogu, whether it's the one to Pram or the prior one of that, I see no reason to really pick up this unless you absolutely have to have that new Beskar armor piece. So the Mandalorian Apprentice version of Grogu is definitely an improvement over prior versions of the character, but it's not a perfect set. I certainly wish it had movable arms. The fact that they're pretty locked in place and you have to pull them out if you want to adjust them is frustrating. And then I was expecting, if Lego was going to go to the effort of a $130 version of Grogu, for there to be a little bit more head movement than this. I mean, we got the movable BB-8 earlier this year, which had the head rotate in like a more organic way. And, with the fact that Lego was able to make something like that work, I would have expected Grogu here to have more than just a head movement. And yes, you can, pull his head back and forth a little bit and move the ears, but why can't that be on one mechanism? I feel like that is possible, especially at this price point. That would be a feature that kind of drives fans to purchasing this set, kind of bring out the magic of Grogu, because he is a puppet just like Yoda was back in the day in Empire Strikes Back. Half the time in The Mandalorian, it's an actual physical puppet of someone, puppeteering the character. And, it would be really cool to see that come through Lego. And unfortunately, this model, it doesn't do that. It's not bad. And, the fact that you can move the head is cool and you have a lot of options here. And, I just wish there was a little bit more magic going on for this set to be worth that $130 price tag. This seems like one that's definitely going to go on sale fairly quickly after its release. I could see this going down all the way to $90 by the summer, if not later this year in 2026. And once it hits $90, then it feels more like its price tag, but $130 is crazy pricing for this. I mean, we've gotten Grogu before in a $100 set, and that I remember seeing all the way down to $50 pretty soon after. So yeah, once it's 90 or lower, then I could recommend this. Whether people go out and buy this will also depend on the success of the Mandalorian and Grogu movie. If the movie's a big success, a lot of people love the story, Grogu's a standout even more than he was in the show, then I could see this set being a real success. But right now, the movie seems to be hit or miss. The trailers look okay. I'm starting to get somewhat excited, but it doesn't have the same momentum as previous Star Wars movies have had. And so only time will tell the future of Grogu and the future of this Lego set. So with all that said, I do want to thank Lego for sending this set over for review. Let me know what you guys think down below of little Grogu here. Is he cute enough for you? Do you think Lego could have gone further with the features? Let me know down in the comments below. Hope you guys have a great, wonderful day, and I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.